What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Lineman Life Live. I'm Reserve Lineman Uche Nwaneri. Got my co-host here, Justin Blaylock, and my special guest here, a regular, a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Dude.
Butcher, Stuart Schweiger.
Our favorite.
The intro is fire, dude.
Hey, you like that? That took me like a month.
When did you release that, dude? That thing is freaking sweet.
It was probably like a month or two ago.
Yeah, something like that. About a month, 6 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
You did it?
Yeah, I did it.
No, you didn't.
No, I did it.
How? Okay.
No, I didn't do the drawing. It was a template that I put the parts in.
Okay.
So, and I used Adobe Illustrator? No, not Illustrator. Damn it, why am I forgetting the name of it? Anyways, I use an Adobe app.
Holy smokes, dude. That's freaking awesome, man. That turned out great, dude.
Right.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. So, everybody, welcome in Lineman Life Live. Make sure you hit that like button. We talk about a number of things, including graphic design. So,
yeah.
Appreciate you guys for being in here today. We're going to get into a couple of stories here this evening. It's a real dry time it's a dry day in sports news for sure, but there is one topic that has kind of just kept on going and doesn't appear to be any end in sight.
The gift
that keeps on giving.
The golden goose, man.
Deshaun Watson now has a civil suit with it's a 26 women now at this point. And I think, it's a good, we're going to spend a good amount of time talking about this whole situation because, there's just a lot of things that I think mainstream society doesn't necessarily have the luxury of understanding the nuances of the cultures that they're dealing with now, thinking of it as one thing and in fact, it's a little bit different. But we'll talk about that in detail here in a moment. A couple of quick tidbits to get up on here. Minkah Fitzpatrick, the star. He's what? Fitzpatrick's a linebacker, right?
Safety.
That's right.
Highest paid safety in history.
Highest paid safety in history in the NFL.
Sorry, Stu.
In the NFL, he has signed a 4-year contract, $18.4 million a year with $36 million guaranteed at signing. The deal negotiated and confirmed by WNBA Sports makes him the highest paid safety in NFL history. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a game breaker. He's a game breaker, however you want to put it. He was a consistent force for Pittsburgh's defense. Pittsburgh's always had a good defense. I can't remember the last time I actually saw a Pittsburgh D that was not a quality defense. They have a great defense, and they do a good job of scouting players, signing players, and then keeping them. A recent addition that they just added in their linebacking core, Miles Jack. Miles Jack is going to be a solid Steelers linebacker, in my opinion, and he'll be there for a while. He was solid in Jacksonville, 7 years in Jacksonville, was basically the best player on the defense in the years since they lost guys like Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue. Since that Saxonville defense fell apart, he has been the consistent force there. He was the consistent force there. They didn't re-sign him in Jacksonville. Now he's in Pittsburgh. But the Pittsburgh Steelers re-up with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Congrats to him. Secured that bizag.
Wait. I thought he was in Miami.
He was. They got him from Miami.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Got him from Miami, and he did two seasons?
Yeah,
I believe 2 seasons with
Quick Trip.
Quick Trip, and they gave him that bread straight up.
I think sometimes some of these coaches, unfortunately, I think the good ones kind of get overlooked. The consistency has been Mike Tomlin and what he's been able to do, and whatever was passed along. Mike Tomlin, right? Am I correct on that? Forgive me.
Yeah.
Whatever was passed along to him through the organization and whoever was his mentor, there's a reason why you see some of the same teams consistently having success and having these type of players and knowing how to scout and bringing guys in and picking the right players for that organization. So, I mean, dude, congrats to this kid. I mean, I don't know much about him, but hey,
he's been a baller, man. He's been a baller, and look, safety along with, I mean, if you're talking about
free or strong, is he free or strong?
I think he's strong.
Is he? Okay.
I think he's strong. The safety position and the strong safety position, to be more specific, that's one of the most versatile positions on the defense because you can bring that strong safety in to play linebacker. You can line him up over the slot.
Nickel.
He's involved in the blitzes.
Right. You
can abilities at that
sometimes
position.
Defensive. I mean, or even in between
at the line of scrimmage. He could be at the line, ready to run a stunt blitz with the D line. Like,
I mean, Jamal Adams was getting like 5, 6, 7 sacks in a year. In his prime. I guess he's on the tail end of that now. But
is this his second? Is this his second contract? This kid, is that the proverbial second contract?
I hope so.
I think this is his legit second contract. I think it's his legit second contract.
He's
I'm
young.
not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think
he's young. He's young. And the guy plays the game naturally. Like he's got a natural ability on the field to just ball hawk. He's great at reading the ball in the air. He has a lot of top level traits. When you're talking about the elite players at his position.
Well, here you go, 6'1", 207 from New Jersey, 25 years old, University of Alabama. I mean, come on.
Oh, of course. Fuck.
Come on.
I didn't even know that.
Yep. So, I mean, it's funny how you look at things and you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Now I get it.
Yeah. Now I get it. But congrats to him. Got his money, got paid.
Absolutely.
It's a wonderful thing to see guys get their money because a lot of times these franchises will do what they can not to pay your ass.
Yep.
So it's good that he's able to lock that down. I mean, of course he would, but that's something that broke today. Now, secondly, another story that we've been keeping up with on the show, the situation with Brittany Griner in Russia. This story continues to get a little bit bleaker as we go along, but Russia has decided to go ahead and extend her detention until July 2nd, pushing her jail stint past the 4-month mark. She was arrested on February 17th after Russian officials said they found vape cartridges bearing traces of hash oil in her luggage. So, it's an unfortunate situation, in my opinion. Now, I will, and I don't want to come off as criticizing her or, putting a negative spin on this at all. But I always feel like, even as an athlete, and with basketball, it's a little bit different because they go overseas and play sometimes after the season. And I hear that's what she's been doing for years, and that's what my cousin. Ike Diagu, he was number 6 overall pick in 2006, played like 4 or 5 years, and then went overseas and played. And he played in China. He played on the Nigerian national team. He's still on the Nigerian national team, actually. And, when you go to a different country, you have to understand the situation there, not only for you as an individual, but what is there like standing with the United States? True. Because one of the biggest issues, and and nobody can really say whether or not she knew this when she, as she went to go train there, this year, but Russia and America are not friends. They're not friends. They're not even close to friends. And Russia, you know what I mean? They ain't friends. And on top of that, even further, we're literally supplying the country that they're trying to invade with weapons to keep them from invading. Like, we're through proxy at war with them. Like, you probably don't want to go train in Russia, period. You probably don't want even to have a layover in Russia. And
even if you're doing all the right things.
Even if you're doing all the right things, because look, come on. In America, they try and arrest motherfuckers for shit that's, sometimes it's a misunderstanding of what the officer thinks they see is happening, and they'll arrest you just for that. And, you can fight it in the court and you get a bail. But in Russia,
who knows?
Come on. They find out that an American basketball player is in their country and they just got into a war through proxy with the United States. Yeah, we're not letting her leave. Did they really find anything? Probably. There's as good a chance that they didn't find nothing in her bags as there is that they did. But they decided she ain't leaving, and we're going to keep her here, and we're going to put her in jail. There ain't no bail, so she's going to be in there till we decide she get to go home.
Right.
And I wouldn't. That would be one country I just would not have on the list. I'm not going there. Period. I'm not going there.
Can I a quick timeout? Can we just hold that thought? I haven't heard one thing you said because I'm still on Mika Fitzpatrick, and I want people to realize why he's the highest paid safety in 5 years. This freaking kid, 352 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 36 passes deflected, 13 interceptions, and 4 defensive touchdowns.
Damn.
So that's what you're supposed to do on defense is, one, get the ball back in the offense's hands, and if you can score. So, sorry, that's impressive.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
No.
probably one of my favorite
appreciate
safeties
that
now
sidebar.
as I'm going to be watching. I want to watch this kid. So anyway, sorry. I was like,
no, that's good. That's incredible.
No, that's
why
he got paid.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
All good.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right.
No,
so
but
moving forward. So, okay. Yes. Why is she still over there?
Because they're dicks and they can do it.
Yeah. They found out they found vape cartridges with traces of hash. So who is that on? Is that on? I guess, it would be on whoever has it. But did she buy that product from a store that just marketed it as a regular vape cartridge? How would they know that there's traces of hash in it? How do they test the cartridge? Like it's a sealed piece of
was this?
Let's hope she ain't put a fucking used one in there.
Was this while she was traveling? Was this just?
Yeah. I guess she was trying to leave. And they searched her bags.
At the airport, like you're going to the
something
airport.
Like that. I believe it was something like that.
As just a regular, was she over there just on vacation type thing, or was it?
Well, she was playing. She was doing overseas basketball.
Okay.
And I believe she was trying to come back, and that's how they, that's when they searched their bags, and of course they probably had the cartridges in their pockets and threw it in her bag and was like, "Look at this."
That's what we do here.
For real, we do it.
Why are we not, as a country or a President Biden, not making this more of an issue?
Because we got
bigger fish to fry.
You want the frank, blunt truth.
Yeah,
because this shit doesn't mean anything compared to what the other things that our government's dealing with right now. This is not on their priority list.
The State Department has been involved. I don't know to what level Biden's involved, but like you said,
our government has. We've had discussions with the Russian government about it. And they're waiting, I guess, for her to go. I don't know if she's going to trial, but Russia doesn't really want to discuss it like that because
I don't think we can.
We're kind of at war with their ass. They're like,
can't really make them talk about it right now.
Yeah, like they're not really interested in talking about, getting her back in any haste. U.S. Marine was stuck there for almost 3 years, so it's not like. There's no quick fix to this because she's kind of like she's a hostage to a certain extent.
That's why I don't leave my basement. You know what I'm saying? Like but I get it. She's out there playing, so that's a little bit different. It's not like she's just
but it's like again. But
expedited process for these ladies because there's a whole league over there. For them to get paid more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's substantially. Increase on salary from the WNBA. So I think a lot of women go over there maybe in the off season here or even exclusively. So I'm kind of surprised they don't make it simpler for them to, move around. Like I know when we played in London, I mean, we got a good relationship with them.
God damn it. I'm so jealous we didn't have those overseas games. That would be cool.
Hey, man.
They made things so easy for us, to get in and out of the country. Everything was
played in London,
out.
in Jacksonville.
We just supplied our passport like a week in advance. And
I mean, unfortunately, there is a difference between the NFL and
the WNBA, yes.
I mean, that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
It's kind of it makes it so that you don't you're so used to just getting on a plane and going, and then when you actually have to yourself book a trip,
you're like, why is this so hard?
But I got back. So I was, dude. Like you said, I was just out of the country like 2 weeks ago. When I got back, I was like, damn. This shit sucks, man.
Is it really worth it? You know what I mean? Is it worth the trouble for me to go through all
last time when I went to Japan, the customs and to get into Japan, I mean, it took like 10 minutes. We were constantly walking forward. There was no stopping. You show your passport. They take a picture of you, identify you, make sure everything's legit. You keep moving.
Yeah,
coming back to Hartsfield, to Atlanta, bruh. It was literally like, how they talk about, how,
TSA's on a power trip.
It's like there's people everywhere and nobody's moving.
Yeah, you can catch somebody on a bad day.
We're just standing there, just waiting to get back into the country. And it's like hot as shit. This whole place isn't even like air conditioned. And you're not even really getting communication from the officers. You're just waiting until somebody takes a step forward. And hey, TSA, you don't want to even fuck with TSA in Atlanta. They will whoop your ass. Like, they'll fight you. They don't care.
Give me a reason, motherfucker.
Right. Catch one of them on a bad day, it's a wrap.
It's like really
and I guess this is kind of what I'm trying to get at without making it sound like I'm dissing. Like I'm dissing Brittany. Like, why are you in Russia? Period. Why would you even be there?
But I thought she was playing overseas.
I know she's playing, but why would you go play over there? Don't go play over there. Go play.
I think it's just the biggest league other than WNBA. I don't know any others.
It is. I know Robbie Hummel, when he toward his end of his career, was playing in Russia. I know, and maybe they just offered her the most money or whatever.
I mean, why are cats over in Saudi Arabia playing golf right now? Throwing that bag at them.
True that.
Threw that bag
Bill Mickelson said, "Hold my beer." I can do better.
They said, "Fuck that. Hold my Louis the 13th."
You know what I mean?
We ain't drinking beer no more.
Can we go play flag football somewhere in like another country or something, like Australia or something, and get paid for it?
Nobody care about football except for us, bro.
We gotta trick somebody into paying us.
For real. But I mean, I hope that she gets back. Whenever this July 2nd date comes around, hope she gets back and is able to get back into basketball over here. Obviously,
I wish her the best too. But
shit, I bet you she don't go play in Russia no more.
I'm just
guarantee that.
Like you gotta, when you're going through, in another country, even in the United States, it's like, why would you even test it? Why would you even?
Yeah. Now we got to assume that's assuming that she knew she had hash on her.
Well,
she could have had a tainted.
You're right.
Because I can't. That's like saying like you got weed on you in a different country, thinking that you're gonna be able to slide by with that.
You're right.
No,
you're right.
If you you got it and you're not in the in the U.S., you can't even cross state lines with the shit or it's a felony.
Yeah.
You're not. They put people in prison for life.
That's what I'm saying.
For the same thing.
I'm not playing over there. I'm not playing over there.
Playing, so
ignorance isn't a defense either. Like what?
Right.
Yeah. No. Ignorance is not a defense.
I'm smoking whatever I got the night before I leave.
For real. When I went to Amsterdam, dude, and this was after my second year in the league. I went to Amsterdam. I was there for like 10 days, and I was smoking so much weed.
Leave your shit there,
and I still had some left. And I was like, gotta go to the airport. And I just like rolled up a joint. I couldn't even fit all the weed in the joint. Rolled up a joint, hit the joint, smoked it in the hotel room, and then tossed what was the what was left in the bag, put it in the drawer for the housekeepers with a little 20 euro on top of it. Like, have a nice day, because I can't take this with me, even though I really want to. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure she'll have a story to tell when she gets out. Hell, I'd write a book if I was her. Shit. But let's get into the main story here this evening.
The main
with
thing.
You good folks. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Now it's time to talk about our boy. That's your man. That's your man.
Your boy.
Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson had a press conference today. We're going to listen to this minute-long clip from the press conference.
I like the hat.
And then we'll talk about it. I'm going to let it run, and then we'll go through it again, and we'll try and break it down.
Can I just what's his nationality?
Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
Black?
Is he just okay? He just looks almost like Middle Eastern a little bit. Not that I just
fair skin. He almost light skin. Almost.
I just saw it just now, and I don't know why I said that. I'm not trying to whatever, but it just Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, so let's hear. Let's a minute long. Let's check it out, and then we'll talk about it. So this is a press conference. Obviously, he's going to get grilled about the situation, and then we'll hear his response.
I think that question kind of triggered a lot of people, not just women in general, but a lot of people from this, in the league, from women to males and things like that. And what I was saying is, yes, I never assaulted, disrespected, or harassed anyone. But at the same time, I do understand that I do have regrets as far as the impact that it's have on the community and people outside of just myself. And that includes my family, that includes this organization, that includes my teammates in this locker room that have to answer to these questions. That includes, the fan base of the Cleveland Browns. That includes males, females, everyone across the world. So that's one thing I do regret is the impact that it's have triggered on so many people. And it's tough to have to, deal with.
But as far as your actions, you don't have any regrets about anything that you've actually done?
No, like I said, I never assaulted anyone, or I never harassed anyone, or I never disrespected anyone. I never forced anyone to do anything.
He's better than Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, he actually, Phil Mickelson, Stu, you wasn't here, but we watched the Phil Mickelson's press conference about the Live tour that he's doing that's being bankrolled by Saudi Arabia.
What is he doing?
He's playing golf in this upstart league.
I've never liked him.
By Saudi Arabia.
He's always been a smug, arrogant fucking prick.
Yeah, he's a smug, arrogant prick. He was that all his career in the PGA. The PGA Tours made him so much money. And the first, in Saudi Arabia came around and said, "Hey, here's 200 mil," and he was like, "Holla!" And Saudi Arabia is to play golf in their league.
They're throwing around crazy money.
They offered Tiger Woods $1 billion. He said no.
Just to go play in their
up front. They don't have to win shit.
$1 billion.
You could, arm fall off on your first swing.
And
Saudi Arabia obviously has like tons of humanitarian rights violations, and they had a Washington Post of American citizen Saudi-born journalist assassinated in Istanbul. So it's like, they doing all kinds of dirty shit, and you're gonna go play golf for them? Like,
but at the same time, it's just golf.
It's just I love this sport so much. All right, well, you've already got the PGA Tour. That's like the biggest tournament in the world of golf. So
I'm not over here endorsing their way of life.
But let's
you're very right, Justin. He is,
and we take their money we trade with Saudi Arabia.
We do. We sell them our weapons. Let's not
act like we're holier than thou.
Yeah, true, all day. Now the thing is, be honest about it. If he would have just came out and said, "You know what, guys? I got $50 million of debt. You understand? I owe $50 million."
Were you gonna pay?
Really?
Did he where did I get that from?
They said they found like $50 million in gambling debts he had.
Them golfers do. I mean, golf, for whatever reason, golf is a gambler. A gambler. Gambler is that?
It's a gambler's haven.
Hey, this shot right here.
Gamble. They are into. I mean,
right.
So yeah, that would make sense then. Like,
God, be like fucking off, playing like some bullshit, with their buddies. Hey, $1 million close to the hole right now.
Yeah.
All right, you're on.
Yeah.
No, I was just playing. No.
This shit can add up so fast.
So let's get back onto this Deshaun situation. I mean, I love going on side tangents too, so don't trip. But this situation with Deshaun Watson, it is, it's like when I was playing, I remember somebody asked me if I thought that we as athletes are role models. And I always think back to the things that like people like Charles Barkley would say, and that I am not going to raise your child. And you should not have your child expect to learn his principles or her principles from me, because I am an athlete. Other than that, I am a human, and I get down and do dirty shit just like everybody else does.
There goes.
I am, nobody is by themselves a beacon to inspire other people on how to live their lives. That's just not realistic. That's what the glorified view of society would have you think. But this guy is going through something right now in Deshaun Watson, where a lot of people are approaching this as, he has been going around just assaulting women, which, if you don't understand the culture of the world that he's in, then I wouldn't blame you for maybe thinking that, because there's things that you don't know about culture of, I won't even just say athletes, culture of rich people. It's a little bit different.
Celebrities, maybe, or
celebrities, public figures.
I mean, really rich. Well, let me ask you this: would you separate?
I mean, what do you think Robert Kraft was doing in the strip malls?
Yeah, and no one would be able to probably recognize him. You know what I mean? And he's okay. Because like I say, sometimes you have those millionaires or billionaires that you don't know about, but then you also have people who are in the public figure.
Sure.
Would you categorize those people as the same, or are the people in the public figure more?
Well, I think in particular, organized society puts athletes on a pedestal as something for children to look up to, as something for society to look up to, as if these are the people who have made it in life and have done things the right way. When that's kind of there's a little bit of a duplicity to that, because while we have made it in life and done it the right way in our realm, we as personal individuals may be the biggest scumbags.
We play the sport the right way. We don't necessarily live the right way.
But don't you think some athletes put themselves in that position because they decide to take a stand on something or give their personal beliefs?
Tim Tebow or something like that. Yes.
Yeah, where they don't keep it to sports, where they do bring in their personal. It's like, dude, don't like just talk about the sport. Don't bring in your personal views and opinions on stuff, because people are listening.
I got no problem if you want to talk. You can say anything you want to. Just be ready to be accountable.
Be aware that people are listening to what you are saying, and they're going to believe whatever it is. And
that's
even
who
if
you
that's
are.
the flavor of the week, and you're just trying, this is kind of what I'm like, dude. Like, people are going to take that and use it as gospel, like truth, right?
Yeah. If you want to stay in the background and not have anybody talk about you, just talk about the sport.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want, you can say anything you want to. Just be prepared for people to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, because that's all we do nowadays.
You never want to put yourself out there as
Believe
being something.
Don't
put yourself out there as somebody who is self-righteous, somebody who is quote unquote holier than thou.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, when you do that, it's
to
to cover something that you don't want people to actually know.
But the first
And
time they catch a whiff,
That's it.
of some impropriety, your ass
then
is
the
going
whole
down.
they're gonna bust the whole wall down, and everything you've done is gonna come to light. And it don't matter how much influence and power you have, the internet has not lost a battle yet. It has not lost a battle yet. The internet is undefeated, whether it be a president, whether it be an actress beating her husband. The internet wins.
Or shitting on her husband's bed, maybe shitting on.
You know what I mean? Taking
bed.
a dump on her husband's bed. It doesn't matter. The internet will not lose once it gets a little whiff of your dirt. And this is my only thing that I really have. And just, everybody's been keeping up with this Deshaun Watson situation. And for me, the one thing that I kind of keep coming back to in my mind is when this shit first hit the fan for him, it's fine to deny what, it's fine. His stance that he has right now is fine in saying that you didn't disrespect, you didn't assault, you didn't force anybody to do anything. But what you also needed to do on top of that was make it clear that, hey, I was trying to holler at these chicks.
Oh, mixed signals. Yeah.
I was trying to holler at these chicks. My intention was not to force them to do anything, but I was, maybe I was being promiscuous.
Right.
But,
maybe I did get a little chub.
I can be guilty of being a horny motherfucker. Fine.
Right.
But I didn't break any laws, and I didn't try to force these women to do anything they wanted. And the majority of them kept me as a client.
Right. And guess what?
He would have came out and been straight up about what all of us other athletes knew he was. Once we saw them numbers start getting up there, you knew what it was. He was hitting these chicks up on Instagram.
Yeah. Well,
who looks for a masseuse on Instagram?
Not my source.
What'd you say? What you about to say there, Stu?
I would say not like an athletic professional massage.
You take the shovel.
Like
said,
that was the first problem I had with it. I'm like, are these real certified sports massage therapists that went to school and have the certifications to do the job that athletes? When I had a massage therapist, it was a profession. It was a legitimate service.
And that's how it is for the most part.
Like if you're finding a girl on, because most of the time that's kind of what they body rub. And it's like,
yeah, it's kind of, tongue in cheek.
They used to have a place, they used to have something that you could go to find exactly those kinds of massages.
Wax off,
Backpage.
Backpage. Well, let me tell you something. Backpage has been replaced by Instagram.
RIP Backpage.
You know what I mean? Like it's. I think that his mistake was, and I don't, I don't know the legal. Can
I ask you? Wait, hold on. Can I ask you a question? So initially, before what happened was, it was a grand jury said, listen, there's not enough evidence to proceed in a legal.
Yeah, 2 grand juries.
Okay, so then
to charge him with anything.
This is civil.
Mm-hmm.
This is totally civil case.
So
which obviously has less. It has less restrictions. There's
a lower burden of proof.
It's basically 51%. He did it.
Yeah. So
and that's up to a judge, not a jury, correct?
That would be up, I think it'd be up to a jury. It could be up to a jury. I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. I thought a judge dictate. No. Sorry. It's just majority rules, right? It's not, you don't need everyone to, without a doubt, convict you. You can just have, if majority says they think you're guilty, then you're considered guilty, I think. Isn't that the difference in a civil trial?
I believe so.
It's not guilt. It's not guilt. It's liability. I think that's what's defined.
Liable.
Civil is liability.
Right. Like in a criminal charge, you need all 12 jurors to say, yes, we believe that.
In a criminal, you need a unanimous. Now, look, now hold on. Because in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, that was a jury that was unanimous. They had to come to a unanimous decision on defamation, which was a civil liability suit as well. So I think depending on what state you're in, because that one was in Virginia. Depending on what state you're in,
right.
it could be a different. It could be a different burden of whether they use a jury or a judge.
Yeah, I think all this is different state to state. That's awesome.
So the thing, again, yeah, no problem, man. Again, for me, I think that, and I understand why he won't come out and say that, because at the time when these accusations started piling up, he had a girl. He had, there would be ramifications for that for him personally that would be a big problem that he didn't want to have to face. So, he just flat out denied. But I think if you really, if he's being real, and again, a lot of people aren't really privy to the information or privy to understanding the culture of this, I guess you could say athletes and sex work, because that's what this kind of boils down to, in my opinion. Because, I remember being in the locker room as a second-year player, third-year player, and then certain players were like, "Yeah, we going to the wushu spot
every Monday, every Monday out in Oakland."
The wushu spot? What is this? And then my team, these are cats who would sign with Jacksonville from different teams. Like, yeah, man, I've been looking around trying to find me a nice little wushu spot. I'm like, what is that? And then, they explain it to me. And cats, this is part of cats' weekly rituals. Getting ready for the game.
This is the dark underbelly of the massage game.
Yeah, this is the underbelly of.
There's a whole subculture going on here.
But there really is.
There's a
difference between establishing that before what's going on, and then while things are going on, you are doing things that weren't agreed upon before it started. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think? I'm not saying anything about the 5-0 caught Robert Kraft. That's a prostitution thing, where this is assault. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like being caught with a prostitute, if prostitution's illegal and whatever's going on, then I get that. But this is something different, where you're being assaulted and it's not.
Well, hold on. There's no charges against him. He's not been indicted for anything. This is a civil suit. So it's not even about that I don't even think that you can say, I don't even think that there's a claim to be made about, sexual assault, because there's no charges here.
But you can't compare what Robert Kraft was involved in with what Deshaun Watson's going through. It's.
that was a sting, right?
It was a sting operation. So if anything, Robert Kraft should have had charges coming his way.
So yeah, that means they were.
But what I'm saying is as though that's someone being caught in someone where the other party involved is fully aware of what's going on. She knows.
They're both aware. They both were aware of what was happening. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little bit different from this. These women are saying, I went there as a massage therapist, and then there was other actions.
And there's dick.
And then I just saw his dick just flopping out in the air, and I didn't know what to do.
And he was and
that's fair enough. If there is a complaint there, from a civil standpoint, fair enough. But what exactly is it that society is trying to say about Deshaun Watson, because he was going around on Instagram trying to get with chicks who were posing as massage therapists? Because at the end of the day, many of them were not certified. Many of them were not professional massage therapists.
But
so if you understand the shit, you know that these were hookups he was trying to get on with.
Let's keep it funky though. Besides massage therapists or whatever they want to be, if we can see some DMs, if we can see some of these ladies' DMs, oh my, you would be fucking disgusted.
But again, like Mike 104 and Patrick are talking about Robert Kraft. Were those women going to the police and saying Robert Kraft did this to them? No, it was caught in a prostitution sting. These women are going up and saying that this was something that happened that I did not agree to. Am I mistaken by that? Is that
Patrick is saying the same thing here? He says, how can you punish Watson with Robert Kraft as an owner
But that's probably like
super chat there. Appreciate super chat there, Patrick.
That's probably sex work and human trafficking more that they're concerned about.
Players are saying is that
I'm not saying it's
work. But these women weren't sex workers that had them. Like when you go into those massage parlors that you talked about your players and teammates going to, those women is establishing that, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what it costs. And this is what's going on. These women are saying that, no, that's not what I was there for. So it's not the same thing. I mean, would you guys agree, right? Or no?
I mean, if they're trying to say that, then they are not sex workers.
Yeah, they're massage therapists.
Right.
Yeah, that's what. So it's not the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing in that regard. Okay. No,
that's all I was saying.
Oh yeah. They're saying they really came to massage him, even though
like that's what these women are saying.
Even though they're not licensed.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. You're not licensed. You don't have like an extensive history of this profession being your main source of income or even your side source of income, but you are on Instagram, passing yourself as a massage therapist. And
that's
if you're getting Deshaun Watson, who else are you getting? That's another thing that we don't know, that I'm sure there is something in that regard, that there's probably other teammates from the Houston Texans who were using them girls too.
Oh, for sure.
It's a guarantee. So they're not going to come.
Thanks, Mike.
They're not coming out and saying shit. They're not going to come out and even address that. They're like, I don't know.
Y'all want to run down
maybe
the joint real quick?
And maybe the girls weren't feeling them. You know what I mean? Like you were talking about your teammates going, hey, dude, and then all of a sudden they're like, man, I'm just not really into this guy or something,
I mean, hey, all those things are possibilities because we really don't know. Nobody really knows what happened.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right.
There's allegations that have been made, but there's no like evidence to actually prove what happened outside of correspondence and text messages.
Yep.
So how would we know? And that's why and that's why for me, I get a little bit irritated with how people are jumping on this in like a manner as if he was like just some kind of animal, when truth of the matter is there's probably culpability on both sides to a certain extent, because the ones who weren't licensed for sure, because if you hurt him during this massage, you're liable. He can sue you.
You're not insured or bonded. Yeah.
You're not insured. You don't have an LLC. You're not even an actual business, but you're going to go massage a professional athlete at like what? I mean, have you seen some of the text messages where he's telling the chick, hey, stop moving? She's like moving with her parents. She's like having a move day. He's like, man, you can't just take a couple hours off. And she's like, yeah, sure. Like, you don't know what's about to happen? Come on. Now,
and again, they're all, I'm assuming they're all represented by the same attorney, right?
Yep, they are.
Yes. All of them.
I mean, that's right there. Like, why not jump into it? Like, you're not going to lose. Like, these women have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, compared to him, they have nothing to lose.
Jump in, yeah.
And look, that lawyer's not charging them no money until this shit go to court.
Yeah,
he's not charging them a dime. So it's not like there is, some unbelievable amount of resolve that these women are having to stay together in this civil suit. All they had to do was sign a paper. They're in it.
Yep.
They're in it.
Yeah.
So it's not really.
Hey, anybody else? Oh yeah. The more that we can get it to jump on this thing, the better it's going to look for you girls, and the more chances you're going to have to get some money in your pocket, right? So, oh yeah, I did go over there and do a massage with him, and then like you said, that there's nothing they're not paying anything. If they don't get any money, then they just walk away.
They're still working whatever means of income they have.
Yeah, no skin off.
That's what they're still doing to this day until that suit comes up. And once, I mean, look, is he going to end up paying money out? I mean, bro, there's not even a way out of this without paying money. I mean, you're going to have to pay something.
Just cut it.
Unless he can
settle out of court and just cut it.
Yeah, because you don't want to roll. If you don't want to roll that dice on getting hit with them punitives, because that can really. That could really that could take all that 250 could be gone. That shit could be gone. So you don't want to risk that. Now, I do want to be fair to the other side of the conversation. We got a video here with Mina Kimes.
Hold on one second. I just want to say with Patrick there, you're absolutely right. When you talk about women who are trafficked, that is that is another that I didn't think about that aspect of the women that are at that massage parlor aren't there on their free will. So that is
right.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in the criminal realm right there.
That's
you know what I mean?
nasty as shit.
But Robert Kraft chilling right now.
So here's a video from Mina Kimes, minute and 11 seconds. We're gonna go through and listen to.
So this is one of them. This is one of the girls that's accusing him.
No. This is she's a commentator.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I mean, I have nothing against Mina Kimes, but I think that she is being given the role in ESPN as kind of that, you know, she is
this is her thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. Now she's got great sports. She's got a great sports database in her head. Like she understands stats and theory, I guess, in sports pretty well. She does have some good takes in sports, but she also is, you know, they're trying. I feel like in watching her, more and more I've seen her, the more I've seen that they've kind of began to mold her into the conscience.
Is she stating facts or is she swaying an opinion?
I haven't seen this.
I feel like I haven't seen this. Yeah, I haven't seen this. So we're gonna listen to it, and then we'll talk about it after we get done listening to it. So let's go ahead and check it out.
First, I'll say I consider this to be a major, major story. You laid out a lot of the important developments in Jenny Vrentas' tremendous reporting, but I'll add another one. At this point, she has now spoken with multiple women who shared similar stories of these awful encounters with Deshaun Watson and did not sue. That is important because, as you know, so often with stories like this, people's first instinct is to question the motives of accusers, to bend over backwards, trying to justify unjustifiable behavior, to hatch galaxy brain conspiracy theories instead of simply reading an article and then ultimately to willfully forget. Tony, that is, of course, what the Browns bet on when they gave Deshaun Watson $230 million, that not just their fans, but the media, the NFL, people in and around this league, that we would all move on and forget. But they failed to account for something, or someone in this case, which is that Jenny Vrentas would do what they refused to do, what they lied about doing, which is actually investigate Watson's claims. And as a result, I think the NFL has to go harder on their suspension, and I think the Browns will face the consequences of their arrogant behavior.
So are NFL teams investigative bodies now?
See, that's the thing. And that's why I feel like ESPN is kind of trying to mold her into this. This is their perfect sports commentator, the one that can speak from a moral high ground in their eyes. And to me, I feel like you can't do that when you're talking about businesses that are based in, you know, this is a capitalism. These motherfuckers are not, they don't necessarily have to give a damn about what he's done in his personal life. They don't have to. Like, that's not why they're going to hire him. They're going to hire him because they want to win, and winning brings money, and money brings new stadiums, and money, you know, that brings new season ticket holders. Like, this is all about money and sustaining your product. And I feel like when you get into this and act like the Cleveland Browns are supposed to be the arbiters of what kind of player they want to have on their team from a moral standpoint, you get teams that suck when you do that, because I've been there. Jacksonville, 2009, 2010.
How much of this investigating are they supposed to do on their own?
Exactly.
Is there an office?
Let me ask you guys this.
I know everyone in Atlanta. I never saw an office for investigations. They relied on police.
Yeah, every team has their security guy, right? Yeah, they're
due process for a reason. This is America.
This is the thing. Like, teams that you know, you do look at a player's past in regards to how does their behavior affect their ability to, like, are they somebody who loses their head once they get, you know, in trouble, or once they face some adversity and then they can't focus on football anymore? Like, everything is based on how does this affect your ability to absorb information from a football standpoint and produce on when you need to produce. Everything else is pretty much irrelevant in the eyes of the franchise. you're a grown adult. At the end of the day, they're going to set rules and say, hey, you can do these things and you can't do these. And we all know what those rules are.
Uche,
And
can you play the first 15 seconds of that again, please?
Yeah.
Or 20 seconds.
I just honestly feel like she's expecting the Cleveland Browns and the NFL to judge him in the same way that a court of law would or a civil court would.
Or how she's judging him.
Or how she's judging him. Like, why are we trying to make corporations moral when...
First, I'll say I consider this to be a major, major story. You laid out.
Done. That's it. Stop right there. Is this really a major, major story? I mean, when you think of someone,
it's a big story. The whole thing it's a big story because of the number of women. That's what makes it a big story. But that's because people are putting aside the fact
would be they found 17 dead women in his backyard. That's a big story. This is her opinion on what's a big story.
The big story is the result.
Yeah, the big story has been the number of women, and then that.
I don't think speculating is ever a big story.
What I don't like is she is projecting an opinion on the listeners of this, and I don't think that's right by saying this is a huge story, and they're going to go, oh my God, this is, and they're going to overreact on stuff when really nothing so far has happened.
No, I'm with you 100%.
Right?
Like we're still.
I hear you.
What she is doing is she is setting the narrative on. This is a huge story, and this is something that needs to be whatever. And it's like, no, it doesn't.
It could be a huge story.
It's a big story in the sense that it's a big story in the sense that it is probably a top five player in the NFL who has just been given, who's literally was. I mean, before this whole thing hit the fan.
This was
before this whole thing hit the fan. Deshaun Watson was probably the most electrifying quarterback in the NFL. Even on the terrible Texans team, he made plays that were uncanny, unbelievable. And his arrow was literally blaring green, pointing straight up. He was going to be he was a face of the NFL. And now,
but is it a story on a big person?
It's a story on a big person, which makes it a big story. This is because of the number of women, it is being perceived by the media as that he is a serial offender from a sexual assault standpoint. That's the narrative that's being played, that they're trying to infer. They can't come out and say it because they've already had 2 grand juries say there's not enough evidence to even charge him with anything. Does that mean he was innocent of being?
That's what I don't get. There isn't a story to me. I mean, nothing's been.
To me, once the grand juries said that they couldn't, that there was not enough evidence to press charges, then look, you got to fucking stop trying to make it sound like he did something illegal because they have not found anything illegal.
Like the people that do that for a living, the entity that is tasked with nothing else but investigating people to find out wrongdoings, they said he didn't do it. They said there's not enough evidence. They didn't say he didn't do anything. They said it's not their first case. It's not the first time that these court systems have had to decide whether or not to indict somebody for multiple sexual transgressions. So they know what's enough evidence.
But again, you look at O.J. Simpson, big story. You look at Ray Caruth, big story. Where you look at the tight end from the New England Patriots. Big story where people have lost their lives and there's a criminal thing. This is all just hearsay.
This is all hearsay. That is the truth. It is a lot of hearsay.
So for her to say, this is she is picking what people should think. And as a news reporter, you are there to give the facts and let the people listening obtain their own opinion. She is putting her opinion on people.
She's projecting her opinion into the
I don't
viewers.
like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't really like that either. I don't like that because
I don't give a fuck if she thinks
she can think he's a scumbag all she wants, but
exactly.
she shouldn't try to influence everybody to think that he's a scumbag like that.
Yes.
Because again, on her side of the tracks, she sees it that way. On our side of the tracks, we know that this is not an uncommon thing that guys get into in the sports world, in our world as public figures. Like, cats literally would do this on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Social media made it 10 times easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is part of the culture of public figures.
Yep.
Whether it be athletes, whether it be movie stars. Like, come on. Like, we just heard a report yesterday. Politicians.
Oh God.
Don't get started on them motherfuckers. They're 10 times worse than athletes.
Well, you know what?
We just heard a story yesterday of a politician who has been spewing high and mighty bullshit for the last 2 years. And now it's being reported that she was an unlicensed.
Well, there's no licensed escorts, are there?
Yes, there are.
Well, I guess in was it Reno?
Not just there. There's certain places in the country,
and
I think her area was one of them where you could be a licensed escort, because a licensed escort is not the same thing as a prostitute.
It's not,
even though culturally they are. Legally, they're not.
Gotcha.
They're two very different things.
They're a date. They're
like a dating service.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
provides
she was
the
an
girlfriend
unlicensed
experience.
escort.
There you go. That's it. That's it. The girlfriend experience. Yes.
An
Basically,
unlicensed escort who had reportedly 2 abortions, and we think one of those abortions is from Ted Cruz. That's what people are saying, because Ted Cruz, who did not know this woman. I mean, how many women do you know for like? I mean, okay, let me put it like this. If you meet a woman, how long would it take you to give her $160,000?
Never.
Bitch.
I'm dead.
Bitch! like this woman was donated by Ted Cruz, allegedly, 106. No, not allegedly. It is factual because it is on financial statements. He gave her $165,000 to run for Congress. Why would you do that to a chick that you just met through your homeboy who got her off of sugardaddyheat.com or whatever the fuck it's called? Why would you do that?
Never heard of that one.
Why would you give her that money within 6 months of knowing her? Because you owe her, because she did something that kept your ass out of hot water.
Out of the public view.
Out of the public view. That's why you did it. This shit is, it's from the
Hush
top
money.
to the bottom. You will find people with money and power will indulge in transactional sex work with sex workers.
Sure.
And hey, maybe some of these women, I mean, look, I don't even want to like point at the women and say anything, because at the end of the day, I feel like, were there likely women in there who were just purely massage therapists who felt offended that he may have asked them to like suck his, this and that?
Suck his what?
There might have been, but did he commit a crime is the issue. Did he commit a crime is the issue. If he didn't commit a crime, which we're now seeing through 2 grand juries, that they don't have enough evidence to say he committed a crime or to charge him with one, doesn't mean he's innocent of being a scumbag or being, immoral.
You're absolutely right.
But it doesn't make him a criminal.
It doesn't. You're right.
Yep.
There isn't a law
trying to play this as if he's a criminal.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no law against being a creep.
We wouldn't have a Congress or Senate if there was.
No.
So to me,
that's the thing. That's the thing too. Is unfortunately, if you're either on the side where oh, you know what, it's no big deal and we can cover the stuff. You're either in the good boys club or you're not.
Or you're not. You either in the club or you're not. If you're in the club, a lot of these, like, look, Jerry Jones, he had some shit going on that didn't nobody know about for like 40 years.
Here, and I think this too. If you are a man in power or anybody in power and you have money, if something does come to light where you do get busted, it had to have been the 20-30th. They're like, dude, listen, we can't.
Yeah,
like,
you've been testing the limits.
Dude, we can't keep doing this, man. Like, it wasn't like that stuff has been going on for a long time for those guys, politicians, to get busted for some stuff, or people in positions of authority.
Sure. I'm sure it's
And I think this
quite
is a good
rare to
comment
get busted
here
the first time out.
No,
Good
yeah,
comment here from Michael.
not when you're on the other team, right? The
Michael says too many seem to want guilty until proven innocent instead of the other way around.
You're right.
Depp was an example of one burned by this. Don't know if he is guilty or innocent. Let it play out in court. And that's the thing. Like,
that's why I said
it is supposed to be a presumption of innocence.
Yeah, the payoff is the story.
You have
exactly.
Not my speculation leading up to it. Obviously, if he did all this shit, he's a terrible fucking person. Yes, but we're not there yet.
But did he commit a crime? Oh, he didn't? All right, well, look, what can we do?
And we don't know the facts. We don't know the facts.
Exactly.
We don't know what the fuck's going on.
I'm just not prepared to.
No, you're right. It's
damn.
Nobody really knows what happened. And look, I've been covering. I mean, I've literally been covering this Deshaun Watson shit since it started.
And how would you even be able to pick a jury that wasn't
already
influenced,
compromised by this?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, come on.
We're moving the case to Vietnam.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
People with no TVs that don't read. I mean,
but look, see, this is again. You look at a situation
Dan
where
Snyder is a piece of shit. I agree with that.
A lot of people want this to be black and white. A lot of people, and like you say, there are people out there who will say, because, for instance, because I'm not wholly sold on the notion that he was, going out just assaulting women. People will say that I don't believe women, or I don't. But it's like, no, it's not about. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, you have to understand everything about this situation.
The due process. You have to understand the due process. There is a process
exactly
in America that you are afforded, and that you have to go through the legal process to dictate whether somebody is going to be criminally charged with, or being charged with a criminal act. Like, there's certain steps that you go through.
Yes, but even on the civil side, right? Because this is a civil case now.
Even
on the civil side of this, nobody is even talking about, hey, let's see who all of these women have been in communication with in regards to their business as massage therapists.
No shit.
To verify that they actually were legitimately
find
operating as a massage therapist. Even if you don't have a license, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say you don't even have to have a license. Let's just see that you're doing the work, that's all you've been doing. And I guarantee you, if you go into these women's because this was all on Instagram, bruh. You know how many come on, dude. There's so many escort / prostitute accounts on Instagram that just hit you in the DMs randomly. Like, hey, click this link.
Or even on here, even sometimes on the comments, they come in there and
you know what I mean? Like, this shit is everywhere. Now, personally, I think sex work should be legal. I think it should be legal across the United States, because these women are actually, I mean, if you go to a strip club in Atlanta, you'll see what business women look like. These women are in there hustling these motherfuckers and getting all their money, and they don't give a damn. It's business.
Regulated. These women could be protected. There would be a form of
protection
balances. There would be
exactly. You can actually give them the benefit of security and stability by making it a legal industry, and it would only help the economy because they're making money and they're spending money. I mean, come on, like, this is common sense. But aside from that, I say, if you go through all of these women's histories in their work, in their industry as massage therapists, how many of them are actually 100% purely massage therapists and aren't fucking with their clients in some degree or another? I would wager that 25% of them are, maybe.
It would
because if it's on Instagram, you know that it's not going to play out like that.
I think it'd take some of their former clients to step up and go, there's
a reason that ain't gonna happen.
But if you would hope that if there was a man that was single and whatever,
only a nigga with nothing to lose can afford to do that.
Yeah, dude. She comes over every Monday, and for $50, I get a massage and a, whatever it is,
Yeah, I mean,
and they know no
that's
one's
what
going
it
to
would
do
take.
that. They know no
It would
one's
take
going to do
somebody
that.
coming out on his side. It would take somebody coming out and saying,
what I'm
"Look,
saying.
I know this woman.
Yep.
I know this woman.
Yep.
I know this woman. I
Yep.
fucked all of them."
Yep. Yep.
And then it's like, all right, well, now we know that they were not just massage therapists. They were they were masquerading as massage therapists, providing sex work.
And you can't be appalled, when some dick comes out.
You know what I mean?
And let's remember, I just thought about this. Thinking of some of so these women, even if they are providing those services, let's realize that it might not be under their own free will either. They could be. Yeah,
that's true. Now
they could be part of there could be someone else that's
I would, but if that was the case, I don't think that they would be in the civil suit, because that exposes them too much. Because when discovery happens, that's what Deshaun Watson's lawyers are going to do once this goes to court. Is they're going to get all the information on all these women dating back 10 years if they can.
Yeah, true.
To see who they really are, because once you can define who they really are, then you can show whether or not there was intent for them to be one way or another because of who they were dealing with.
That's true.
These people all knew who they were dealing with. They knew they were dealing with the Houston Texans quarterback. Like, I mean, in a video that I did earlier in this saga. Hey, what up, Epic Mike? Epic Mike's in the chat. What's going on, brother? What's going on with you? But again, like when I was covering this thing back when it started, and there was like text messages that were being released, there was there was a lot more. There was a lot of information first coming out. A lot of the women, they were fucking with them.
Oh,
they were. They had it on text messages admitting that they were messing with them. And then there were some of
the 24 or 26 that's been
worked together. Some of them worked together, and they were even talking to each other about messing with them
freely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think in their own communications.
Well, then how in the hell can that even proceed beyond that? You know what I mean? Like that should be the end of it right there, right? Or
I mean,
if only. I mean, it only takes one time for them to not want to do something.
It only takes one. Yeah, it only takes one. It only takes one miscommunication to say that you violated them.
Yeah, even if they hooked up before,
I got you.
That doesn't mean you can just go back and automatically.
I got you.
Oh wow! See, look! Here we go. Canamont, appreciate it. 9 of the 22 massage therapists in this case are licensed massage therapists, according to ESPN. What's that percentage? What is that percentage?
Have all of their names been released?
I don't know if the names have been released. I don't know for sure, but 9 out of 22 means that
they were.
It means that the majority of them were
legit can be.
They were licensed actual massage therapists. 9 of them. So
and the other ones were what? What were the other ones? You know what I mean? Like,
look, I wish I could pull up one of the videos I did.
A rub therapist.
Fitness models probably,
but boom, there you go. There was one that I was looking at when I did a video, and I pulled up this woman's Instagram, and I was like, nobody would know you're a massage therapist. Looking at this, she's like literally ass posing in every picture, squatting down, looking back. You know what I mean? Like ass and titties and big booty bitches. That's what she was doing in the video, in her Instagram. So I'm like, so how would anybody know that you're a massage therapist? Oh, it says massage therapist in her info, in her bio. That's it. That was the only part that I was like, that's the only thing that shows that you're a massage therapist here. So, of course, if Deshaun Watson's hitting you up, he's not hitting you. He's hitting you up for a massage because that's
dude. R.I.P. back. Dude, if Backpage was still around, this would not be an issue, man. R.I.P. Backpage.
R.I.P. Backpage. But no, it's I just think that it's gotten it's gotten a little bit. They're trying to bury this man in the public court of opinion, I think even though, and he's lost a lot of money on this too. Even though he got that contract, he lost all of his sponsors. He lost all of his sponsors, all of his Jordan endorsement gone. Like all these companies backed away from him, and he was getting big money off the field. That's why he wanted that contract guaranteed. He's like, shit, I ain't getting no endorsements because of this, And again, when you look at it, and where was I at right here? Let me see. I lost my train of thought. Look, at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson his reputation is not going to recover from this in regards to,
yes, it will.
In regards to public association. It's not going to recover from it. He's not going to get new endorsements. It's not going to happen. Just because that's going to be something that's going to be brought up forever.
Well, think about
Mike
Tyson. Look at Mike Tyson's reputation. He recovered from it.
Mike Tyson never had 26 women.
Mike
Tyson
went to prison
inappropriate behavior
for being convicted of rape, though.
Yes, but there were also a lot of inconsistencies in that case.
But still,
somehow slipped through the cracks.
He went to prison for rape, where Deshaun Watson
he did. But again,
in charge of a criminal
Mike
crime.
Tyson's reputation was not destroyed by that because there was a divide in the general public about whether what happened to him was fair or not, because of the woman that he was with, her reputation, and the things that she testified to that were not consistent with things she had said before. And now all of a sudden, Mike Tyson's going to prison.
But I guess all I'm saying is, though, you think of like some certain situations, with, think of Magic Johnson when he was, AIDS from whatever, like time heal all wounds. I think Deshaun will be.
Yeah. Well, look, I will say this, maybe not. I will not say an absolute and say that he'll never recover. I would say it will be very hard for him to get anything while he's a player in terms of
how old is he?
Endorsements and deals. He's only like
26,
or even like think of Michael Vick. He ended up coming back and still playing after when you thought like this guy's never and
now he's doing commentating.
Michael Vick is unique.
I think there's a path back for Deshaun. I don't think it would be like it was before. Obviously,
he hasn't been convicted of anything. That's the thing. Like we're talking about guys.
Yeah, hey, I agree.
I'm with you.
I agree.
I ain't saying that's right.
I think it's fucked up that if he ain't got no charges, why are y'all really still coming after him like this? Like he should have charges.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And you know what I think that they're hoping? I think they're hoping that the more that women that come out, that one of them will have something that can be turned into a charge. That's why they're keeping up with all of these additional women that are being added, because they're thinking, okay, and this is like, again, this is me saying this is what the media is waiting for, and this is what people who are waiting to say I told you so are waiting for. They're waiting for that one person who has something that you can technically say he did actually commit a crime here, and we can give him one charge, and that will be enough, because to them that will speak for all of the women.
You're right.
And then they'll say, okay, if he gets convicted or not.
Hold on. Pearl Middleton and Patrick, whoever you're talking about, the goofy white man needs to get ghosts. What opinion are you saying that to me for? Because first of all, when you talk about Magic Johnson and talking about not being a good reference with AIDS, I didn't talk about AIDS. I was talking about a man's reputation and making it back from that. So if you guys are going to sit here and talk about me, you better get your fucking facts straight, okay? Because I've been pretty polite to you guys this whole time. And you guys, whatever I say, I know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? I don't know who in the fuck you guys are. But to say the white man, the goofy white man, Pearl Middleton, who in the fuck do you think you are? Okay? If you're going to come back with some facts, you better have some facts that make fucking sense. I didn't say anything about your race. No. What you said was Magic Johnson is not a good person to reference here. AIDS is a disease. I didn't bring up AIDS. We were talking about a man's reputation and being able to recover from it. I never said
'Cause
anything.
there
about
was a huge stigma about
because
HIV back
Uche
then.
said, I don't know if he can recover from it. And I said, I think you'll be able to, because you're talking about guys that were convicted of a criminal crime, that went to prison, that came back and resurrected their career, and the public eye is still okay. O.J. Simpson is signing autographs at the Bills Stadium. So don't fucking come at me with this. Don't come at me with this shit, motherfuckers. I don't play that. I have not said one thing to you guys at all that's been disrespectful. And you guys the entire time have been trying to poke and prod me, and I'm not playing it. And I even gave in to some of your fucking weak ass comments earlier too. So fuck you. I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't say anything. OJ will never get his reputation back. are you serious?
OJ been had his reputation back.
He's been at
Look,
no shit.
One of my teammates, Brent Hawkins,
He had
my
his own
first 2 years
TV
in the
show,
league,
Patrick. What are
Brent
you talking
Hawkins
about?
used to hang out with OJ every summer in Miami. This is like, I'm like, yo, OJ. He's like, yeah, OJ, my homie. Like, he's out with OJ. He said, bruh, OJ, we go out, I go out to the club with OJ. The bitches are all over him.
Dude,
I love him.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Now look, OJ's dead to me. Well, that's your opinion then.
That's
your opinion. That's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's not everybody.
Let's not go at Stu.
No shit.
Especially coming at him from a race standpoint.
Yeah.
When he's just trying to make a point about
the whole time, again,
the ability
for
somebody to bounce back in their life.
With the whole Robert Kraft thing, I knew exactly where you're trying to get with that shit. Rich white man gets off. Black dude is getting charged. I knew what you're trying to fucking do, Patrick, and I didn't fucking bite. But if you want to fucking start playing that shit, they're not even comparable. So we're not fucking doing that shit. And I apologize, Uche and Justin, but that type of shit right there is what the problem with this fucking goddamn country is. Okay? Is this shit right here. You have us talking about a legitimate topic, right? We're trying to state facts. We're giving our opinions. We're not being judgmental. We're stating the facts. And then you have to go right away to being critical of somebody and someone's race. All right, you're calling me a racist.
Okay, hey, Stu. So Patrick, are you saying Patrick was the one, or was it Pearl? Because I'm seeing Pearl was the one who said, the goofy white man need to get ghost.
Patrick, the entire time has been, and I watched the comments because obviously, we are on here with people because we appreciate the fans, right? We appreciate people coming in here. So I appreciate what they say. I want to know if they have any opinions, if they have comments, if they have maybe a point that maybe I've never thought of before. So I read the comments. And the entire time Patrick has just been trying. And
I'm looking through the comments.
Patrick, I think I've been around this game a long fucking time, buddy. I know exactly what you're trying to do, and I don't play that fucking shit. All right.
Well, let me say this to be fair to all things considered. Like, I'm looking through the chat, and Patrick has been interactive with us as a chat person, and he's been in the audience for a long time. I'm not seeing him saying anything that relates to race to you in any way. What I do see is
I never said race with Patrick. What I've been saying is Patrick has been throwing out points and comments of what I know exactly he's trying to do. And I've been trying to be as accommodating to him as I possibly can. Like assault, I don't think so. Everything I've said, he's got.
That's just he's got his counterpoint too. I mean,
which is fine.
I don't have a problem with that.
I have no problem. No, I don't have a problem with that either. But what I'm saying is all of a sudden now when you want to fucking, I didn't say anything about race. I never said you did. Like, that's the thing. Don't put words in my mouth. I know exactly what I say and how I say it and why I say it.
Yeah, right? I think the person who's triggered this, in my opinion, just from what I'm seeing, is Pearl Middleton, because he's the one that made the racist. He's the one that made the racist comment, which I didn't catch that. So I will say this to Pearl: that's your only warning.
Here all the time.
Next time it's going to be a ban.
I don't mean disrespect anybody, Pearl. Do you understand do you even know what the word disrespect means? Like, that's the thing. I live by a simple fucking rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And for you to say, I don't mean to disrespect anybody, that's called passive aggressive shit, where you can fucking just do this and then go, oh, wow, why are you getting so mad now? I didn't mean it like that. Well, yeah, you did. But now I have a rebuttal to it and you don't know what the fuck to say. So, you know what? I appreciate Uche. I appreciate it, man. Justin.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I appreciate it, dude. I'm so fucking sick of people thinking they can just fucking say whatever the fuck they want. And then it's just supposed to just float off and we don't have a fucking chance to have a fucking rebuttal to it. All right? Chill. Okay.
I get what. Hey, look, Stu. Look, I love you, Stu. You know I get you. You know I get what you're saying. You know I get what you're saying. And I think for the most part, I think we have a great audience here. We always have a great audience.
You know
I think that one thing being said that's not
good.
appropriate can cause a chain reaction, and that's what we have.
I'm good. I'm not leaving. I'm over it.
Yeah, so let's keep rolling. I'll just say, look, we're there. Let's, you know,
you know what? I don't mind. Like, honestly,
we're competitors. We don't mind going back and forth with people. Just let's not allow it to get
disagreeing is fine.
That's all it is.
Disagreeing
is fine.
And you know what?
Disagreeing with each other is fine. Even being a little bit combative towards each other is fine.
And here's
just
the thing
keep it
too.
respectful.
I want people to know that, you know, I'm disabled. I suffer from concussion. So sometimes, like, it does affect me where I may fucking overreact on some stuff. So I apologize for that and move forward. But again, if I wasn't disrespectful to you, don't be disrespectful to me. And
that's fair. So we'll leave it at that.
All right.
We'll leave it at that. But I got a super chat here from Ryan Temples for $5. Appreciate it, Ryan. Sorry we took a minute to get there. He says there's a path back for Deshaun. Steelers fans laugh, but his current situation with his press conferences suck. Well, I mean, look, we looked at this press conference and we listened to what he had to say. There's nothing that he can say at this point that is going to. He's not moving the needle.
Right. There's not going to be
anyway.
Like aha.
Oh, it makes sense now. Now
it's over. This thing is over. Yeah. He wins. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen in a press conference.
Do you guys think that you completely deny it? Or do you, like you said, Uche, go, hey, you know what? There was like, I thought that this was going on and maybe I overreact. Well, this is
the thing. You do not. I mean, look. If
you can't admit,
you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I did get hard.
Only Deshaun knows what he did and didn't do in the moment.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, for you guys, have to come clean with the fact that you were hitting up these girls because you wanted to kick it with them and talk to them, to be friendly with them. Like you wanted a massage, yes, but it was also to your understanding that they wanted to hang out too. So, you know, at least when you do that, when you come out and say, look, yeah, I was trying to holler at these chicks. Like, I'm not married. I was trying to see what's up.
He hasn't done that though, right?
No, he hasn't done that. It's too late to do that.
It's just been.
It's too late.
I didn't harass anyone. I didn't disrespect anyone.
Well, what I'm asking you guys from a legal standpoint, what do you think's the smartest thing to do? Just
don't get me going there.
I'm just like,
from a legal standpoint,
I'm sure
everything, or do you like?
I'm sure he's being advised on that.
I'm sure from a legal standpoint, they would rather him deny everything.
Yeah.
If they know that if he tells them, look, I did not violate these women. I didn't. I know it to be true. It's a fact, and I'll die on that hill. Then you deny everything because you're not even. But even if you still feeling that way, if you know you were hollering at most of these chicks because you know they look good and you talked to them a little bit on Instagram and then was like, oh, do a massage session, and they're like, cool, you know, like if those happen too and you know they happen and they let you beat or they jerk you off or whatever, say it, bro. You got to come out and say it because then people will know that this was consensual things that were happening.
You guys brought up a good point though about that one time it was consensual, but they can say, well, it wasn't. It was a different. You know what I'm saying? It was a different time, and that's a tricky.
That's absolutely
and then it's like you got to prove it. I don't. I don't have to prove I'm innocent. You have to prove I'm guilty.
That's our that's up to the prosecution. You have to prove guilt.
Yeah, you have to prove I'm guilty. Now, if I tell you that,
Even
and I
if you
can
didn't
show
do it,
you, and I can
still
prove
have
to you,
prove it.
if I can prove to you that me and this chick had consensual encounters with each other, regardless of what she says, I have something that I can show you to prove that they were consensual. I would come out and show it to everybody. I would be like, look, consensual. 22 of these 26 consensual. The other ones, I may have asked, hey, do you give hand jobs? And they said no. Okay, did I break a law by asking?
And that was it. Yeah.
No.
The only way to know is to ask. Because if I don't ask, now that's illegal. If I just start putting my dick on people, that's a problem.
Yeah. If I ask her, can she do this or that? And she says no, I didn't break no law by asking her that. And to me, if he knew, if these were the things that, and again, he may have said this is what happened, but his lawyer would be like, we ain't even gonna take that chance.
Let me ask you
just
this.
deny it.
What if you think about it? Nobody has said rape, correct?
I don't even know how they define that now, because they're saying
that's a criminal.
I think rape is some type of
it's penetration, right?
Penetration, yes. So
okay, so
really
no, it's not been rape. It has been sexually inappropriate, which
the only
sexual
thing
harassment.
Maybe he grabbed them or something, or I mean, what could you really do during a massage that?
I think some people have said that he put his dick on them.
He flopped it on them?
I'm not sure. They didn't really elaborate.
Okay.
But
I mean, there's not much.
It seems like there's been some physical contact that.
Yeah, like
it's hard to say. It's he said.
Nobody knows. It's he say, she say.
But
nobody's actually.
If you look at it, I mean, it would be basically him either rubbing them where they didn't want him to, or him maybe moving his
up in the ass or something, or trying to move her around towards him.
I mean,
those are
right?
all things but what constitutes a crime at that point? Because there has to be, I would think that there has to be a declaration whether it is consensual or not, and then from that point you're dealing with legality. Like if he tried to put his hand around her waist and say, hey, you want to give me a hand job? And she moves away from him and says no. Okay, now if he does it again or does something with the physical nature again, then he could be liable for. It could be considered committing a crime. But even at that, how do you prove that?
I think the initial contact might be. I'm kind of torn on that one.
That's a good point. I mean,
there has to be.
Obviously, I would never touch somebody.
Yeah, of course, right? Of course. I don't think about grabbing a chick when I see them walking around.
Because I don't know the law that well. So maybe that first touch
there is indecent exposure, but obviously before you're fully
covered with a towel.
He's naked underneath,
Yeah, or he's naked, and that's part of their business. They deal with people who are going to be naked when they come in the room. But this is the thing, right? So, at what point is it considered non-consensual? Or what point is there considered to be a rejection? And then it becomes a matter of legality.
You hear that?
That's where.
Oh, I'm reading it now. The Vince McMahon.
WWE board investigates secret $3 million hush payment by CEO Vince McMahon. Ooh.
They had female refs in the 80s. It's pretty much it.
Former employee with whom he allegedly had an affair with. Okay, so he gave her money to not talk, I guess, right? NDA. A WWE board investigation uncovered an NDA between Vince McMahon and a former female employee who had an affair with him.
Oh, well. That's not.
Hold on. What is this?
What do you find?
So there's Vince McMahon. See now this right here.
God, they're giving us good guys a bad name, man. Damn.
Let me look at this real quick, because this is kind of is what we're talking about. So Vince McMahon thread. Rita Marie Chatterton was the first female referee in WWE in the 80s. She got into Vince's limo to discuss her contract, but was forced to have oral sex to save her career. When she didn't agree, Vince allegedly raped her that night on July 16th, 1986. In 2006, Vince came up with an incest storyline with his daughter, Stephanie. Vince's pitch was to have a Who's the Daddy story with Stephanie's unborn baby. The end game was either Vince or Shane being revealed to be the father.
Is that his daughter right there?
Yeah.
Is that his daughter in that picture?
That's his daughter.
Yeah, that's weird. Is this all on Vince? Is this all Vince McMahon shit? Okay,
Jimmy
these are different people.
Was charged with.
Jimmy Snuka was charged with murder of his girlfriend, Nancy Argentino, and Vince was the one who did all the talking for his employee. Vince allegedly paid off the investigators to save Snuka from legal troubles. To this day, WWE doesn't acknowledge those charges.
Yeah, that industry's kind of fucked up too.
Yo, yes, that industry is. Look, I know Diamond Dallas Page. DDP is a friend of mine, and
Diamond Dallas.
That the industry is dirty. It's been dirtier than Dirty's Dirt Diggler for a long time.
Well, because I mean, there was no regulation.
Because there's no union.
There's no regulation. Like there's no. It's
no
wild,
union.
wild west.
Vince McMahon is allowed to do whatever he wants. They are all contracted 1090s in the WWE. None of them are actual salaried or paragraph 5. None of them have any of that. They don't got no benefits. They don't got shit.
They carpool to events and then during the week they stop at little cities to have like shows to go to other shows, and they don't besides the big boys that they're not making
because they got regional like squads for WWE all over the country.
Yeah.
So they have like a feeder system, and then they have the pros.
Yeah.
And the feeder system, boy, you might as well be a practice squad cat. That's what you are.
I mean,
except you playing 300 games a year,
and you're not even making what the practice squad be making. Practice squad make $80,000 a year. You ain't even getting that. Shoot. But I mean, it's dirty. I guess that'll be something we'll probably cover next week. Because I'm sure there will be more information that comes out on that soon enough. Super chat here from Charlie Tequila Petla. $5 super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. He says Mavs trade news. Mavs trade Boban, 3 other players, and the 26th overall for Christian Woods. Yeah, Mavs. I mean, my Mavs are making moves. We're gonna be in them finals soon enough. But we do appreciate you guys for being in here with us tonight. It's been a pretty good show, pretty good discussions that we've had here tonight. So really want to thank you guys for being interactive with us. Really appreciate Stu being in here with us as well. Stu, you add color to this shit a little bit of that wild streak. It's good. I like it.
I apologize for getting so upset, but thank you for letting me on. Hopefully, I didn't mean to disrespect.
I think our audience is I think these people aren't. They're not
no hard feelings.
They're not no suckers. They're not going to be butthurt over a little disagreement.
No hard feelings at all. That's sometimes how adults and people who are passionate about something, sometimes that happens, right?
Yeah.
I think I remember about 20 years ago, a certain freshman fatali'd me a couple too many times in Mortal Kombat, and that
he tried to fight my ass for beating him in video games. Shoot, wow. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm a freshman.
Well, it was after a certain amount.
Walk your freshman ass home.
It was after so much shit talking. I'm like, okay, enough of this. I gotta fucking,
But we do appreciate you guys very much. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. For me, my co-host, Big Justin Blaylock, and Stu Schweiger, we hope you guys have a wonderful evening. We will catch you all on the next Lineman Life Live. Peace out.
Peace.